Of all the water on the Earth's surface, less than 2% is fresh water. And of that 2%, less than 1% is available to be used by humans. Because humans depend on water for life, it is essential that we manage that water. Future generations will be affected negatively or positively by the way that we manage our water. We need to be aware of how we are using our water. According to WaterSense, an EPA partnership program, the average American household uses 400 gallons of water daily. 27% of that water is used in flushing toilets. An older toilet model may use up to 7 gallons of water per flush. By replacing older toilet models with more environmentally friendly toilets, we can cut down on that water usage by up to 60%. Another large use of water is in showers. 17 of the daily water use is used in showering. By taking shorter showers and turning off the water while shampooing and conditioning, we can cut down on that water use. We also need to be aware of the effects of not conserving water on our environment. In areas such as California, a combination of water overuse and a lack of rainfall have led to times of severe drought. Based on the research of the U.S. Geological Survey, one short-term effect of drought is a decline in surface water, which can lead to a shortage in hydropower production and difficulties with both water navigation and water recreation. This can also be detrimental to aquatic species which depend on water for their environment. Another effect of droughts is wildfires. As our environment becomes dry, the risk of fire, which can destroy homes, becomes greater. Some long-term effects of drought are the extinction or endangerment of species. There can also be a change in the flow of surface water and a sinking of the land, which may result in the depletion of underground aquifers, which are being depended on in those times of drought. It's also important that we become better informed about the water situation around the world. In the United States, we are blessed to have a supply of clean, safe, reliable water at our disposal. But in countries such as Kenya in Africa, water is not as accessible. According to the Water Project, a nonprofit organization dedicated to supplying clean, safe, and reliable water to sub-Saharan Africa, safe and reliable water is not available to all parts of Kenya. Water within the Kenyan slums is polluted due to pollution and a lack of plumbing and tight living conditions. Because we in the U.S. are not as concerned about where our water is coming from, we are much more wasteful. The average American uses 176 gallons of water per day, while the average African family uses only 5 gallons of water each day. Another thing to be aware of concerning water conservation is the result that not conserving water has on our nation and our world. According to the estimations of National Geographic, a continued pattern of drought may lead to a depletion of underground aquifers. Because streams, rivers, and lakes are becoming dried out because of a lack of rainfall, places such as California are dependent on these underground sources. By looking at the situation of places such as Saudi Arabia, which pumped water from these aquifers for irrigation, we can see that it is important that we conserve water in these aquifers. In Saudi Arabia, the water was being pumped from the underground aquifers into the desert in order to grow wheat. Because they overused this supply of water, Saudi Arabia now must import wheat to feed the citizens of this desert area. Groundwater is not the only water source being depleted, however. Lakes, rivers, and streams are also being greatly overused. The Aral Sea, which is located in Central Asia, is one example of an extreme water crisis. Because of pumping for irrigation and other uses, the Aral Sea has shrunk from a depth of 40 feet and an area of 26,000 square miles to less than 60% of its previous size. We need to be aware of these things so that we do not make the same mistakes. Finally, we need to do something about the way that we use our water. How can we cut down on our water usage? There are many simple ways to conserve water. Check your faucets for leaks. Avoid flushing your toilets and don't use it as a wastebasket. Keep water in the refrigerator to cool rather than leaving the faucet run to get a glass of cool water. These are only a few simple ways that we can conserve water. Look for other ways every day that you can conserve water. As you can see, it is essential that we conserve water. How we use our water will affect our community, our state, our nation, and our world. Future generations will be affected negatively or positively by the way we use our water. Thank you.